Here is Mr. Elijah, and after that, Mr. Bobker. Mr. Elijah.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. Is this on?
Yeah, pull the mic up a little bit. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're too tall.
Too tall. Okay.
Don't pull it out of the podium.
For you know. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. David Elijah, Downey Brand, here on behalf of the North Delta Water Agency, RD 2068, and others in the North Delta. I want to first of all begin this afternoon by thanking my good friend Mr. Grindstaff for invoking our particular episode in the Delta Reform Act, but as he said, it didn't cover this issue, I'm sorry to say. Otherwise, we could actually shed light on it this afternoon. I second of all want to thank particularly again Mr. Grindstaff and Ms. Davis for spending untold hours with the Ag-Urban Coalition over the last month or so working on this. We really appreciate the time and effort. I don't think we're quite there yet, but we are working towards that solution. Now, this afternoon, we've had a very interesting discussion among the members of the council. Mr. Johnson, Mr. Natoli raised questions about what it means. What does this mean? And I want to address that particularly in the context of an agency in the Delta. What the start, as Mr. Stevens said, the new language talks about water use in the Delta. That is, as Ms. Marcus said, a very broad statement. Changing proportions of use, what conjunctive use, what other sources are there? Improving efficiency. Yes, everybody wants to improve efficiency, and I think that you have support from a broad array of stakeholders. But the current policy is both overbroad and unclear. If I may quote Ms. Marcus, it's a very big mousetrap to catch a very small mouse. And that's the problem. One of the members of the council referenced a number of examples. That would be extremely helpful for us to understand what this policy is supposed to mean. But right now, we can't understand it, and therefore we can't say, can we comply? Can we not comply? Is it reasonable? Is it not? Ms. Davis's discussion this afternoon about diversification was extremely helpful. But I don't believe that is reflected in the language of the policy. For all of those reasons, trying to be very brief, Mr. Chairman, I think we really need to spend some more time on this policy. This is not yet ready to accomplish what you want to accomplish. I think if you say that everyone wants to accomplish water supply diversification, water use efficiency, and as Mr. Fiorini said, the statute sets the performance standard. If that is the parameter for this policy, I think you'll have broad support. But right now, no one knows what you're saying and how they would comply or not comply. And I'm not even going to get in, Mr. Chairman, to the questions about the area of origin protections and how this would all interface. But those are important limitations on this policy. So let me conclude by saying the recommendation from North Delta would be you cannot and should not advance this policy until we have a better, more full, more clear discussion of what we really need to do and what you intend and how it will comply with 85031 and how that is not going to interfere with our water rights in the Delta. Thank you very much. I'd be glad to take questions.